Hey everybody, welcome to today's video. Today is January 24th, 2024. It's a cold and gloomy day here in Charlotte, North Carolina, but today's information I think is going to be pretty hot. So I wanted to do today's video mainly because we have seen an influx of a certain scenario, kind of developing a pattern here actually as we started the year here in 2024. And I figured if it's happening here, it's probably happening everywhere. So today's information, I hope, will help you or somebody that you know. And what we're going to be talking about is the scenario where somebody took out a loan to buy a property to either rehab it or in some cases ground up construction, and things didn't go quite as planned. It took too long to get the thing built. There were holdups or what have you. And now they find themselves in a scenario where the loan that they took out is actually either getting ready to expire or in some cases has already expired. And what do they do about it? So again, if that's you, hopefully this helps, or if somebody you know. So let's jump right in. So today we're going to talk about possible loan expiration scenarios, why they happen, what to do, and how you can just relax a little bit, because I know that's got to be a stressful scenario. And also, as we do in these videos, we're going to go through some pro tips and what you can do. So please stick around to the very end. By the way, I'm going to try to make this video just a hair shorter than the ones we've already put out. I know we have to cover a lot of information, so I'm going to talk fast. And I'm going to try to run through this as fast as I possibly can. So stick with me. And again, I hope this helps you. I think it will if you're in this position. All right, so let me talk about scenario number one. Again, these are all real life scenarios of borrowers that we're talking to right now, and they contacted us over the last couple of weeks. Today's date is January 24th, January 24th, 2024. And so again, this is when we're talking to these folks, and we're going to talk all the way about what happened to them. And again, what they have done about it, or how we've helped them in these cases. So the scenario one is a client, and we actually originated their purchase loan. It was done, I think, roughly 18 months ago, and they were buying 3 lots down in St. Pete, Florida, with the intention to build 3 homes, and they were like 3 identical homes across these 3 lots. The borrower was very experienced, but it took him much longer in zoning than anticipated. And the lender has extended twice, which typically they will do. In this case, the lender extended for 3-month periods each time. And the most recent extension, I believe my borrower took out in December. So he has a little bit of time, but the houses are still not completed yet. So his position is he was hoping to have them built and sold by now. And right now he still hasn't completed even the first house. So we're at a point where we need to do something, and that's where we're working with him as we speak. Scenario number 2. An experienced investor purchased 2 single families in the Atlanta area, and they were bought in the beginning of 2023. They were for rehabs, and the construction delays have pushed them into a December. So just last month, they were actually completed. They're now staged and they're listed, but they haven't had any offers. They haven't sold yet. And his lender, his current lender, will not extend the loan. That loan is due on February 1st. So this is something that we're kind of seeing too. Some of these lenders, and I actually don't know who this lender is that this borrower had or has currently, but he's telling me that they will simply not extend the loan. They're looking to essentially call it due, and he's in a bit of a bind here right now because he doesn't think he can get these houses sold in time for this loan expiration. And his understanding is that they're going to move pretty quickly to foreclosure in the event that he doesn't get them sold or pay this loan off. So it is a bit of a bind in this particular case. And then scenario number 3, we have an experienced investor purchased a duplex out in Livingston, Montana. You probably all know where that is. I never did, but anyway, he bought them at the beginning of 2023. Construction delays pushed completion until February 2024. So he's not done yet either with his construction. 3 to 4 weeks away is what he just told me, and he's looking to hold these for long-term cash flow. Or these, I say, it's one duplex, but it appears to be a very nice duplex, and he's going to actually short-term rental it up in that area. Apparently, that's a good thing to do. And also, his current lender will not extend the loan. So his loan expires February 1st as well. And he just told me last night that his rate will be increasing to 25% on that loan. So, again, it's a real bind for him. I'm sure he was a great borrower. I know the guy. I know he's a very active investor. Very experienced, and so why these lenders are getting so aggressive, I don't really know that at this point. We're going to look into that a little bit further and find out kind of what's happening behind the scenes here and why these lenders are really not extending in some cases. But this is the reality for him, and again, I think it might be the reality for a lot of people. So stay tuned here because we're going to talk about what do you do. All right, so what do you do? Here are your options. You can do nothing and pray, which I hope you're not in that category, although praying's not bad. I highly recommend it, but you got to do something. You can panic sell. That's another thing. We hear some people just, they panic. Their loan is due. They don't want to have a foreclosure on their record. They got to dump the property, and you're going to lose money, potentially lose money on a sale if you have to panic sell it. The third option, and obviously why we want to talk today, is you can do something called a short-term bridge. And fortunately, there are lenders out there. And here at Capital Connection, we built relationships with multiple lenders that will actually do these things. And what they call them mid-construction. So it's a mid-construction bridge loan that we're talking about today. Or in some cases, if it's already completed, then it's not obviously mid-construction. It's completed, but it still needs a bridge loan because, again, they have to carry it into either an exit where they're going to do a refinance, a long-term loan refinance if they want to keep the property, or they're going to sell the property in short order here. But this prevents them from having to panic sell. They can market it properly. They can put it on the market. They can, have all comers look at it and take the right offer as it comes up. And also allows them the time to close because, as you all know, that takes 30, 60, 90 days in some cases to actually close once you have an offer. So here's what you can expect. Proceeds often will pay off the current loan, can finish the project. There's actually a lot of flexibility here for the right scenarios. So you can potentially even get a little bit of cash out. Let me think. There's just a lot of things that we creatively can look at to help you out of this situation. So don't be shy if you're in this situation and don't think that you don't have any options. There's a very good chance that you do. You can expect a very fast closing. And oftentimes we're actually able to use an existing appraisal if you have one, or we'll contact that appraiser and have them just update the appraisal or things like that. So again, a lot of flexibility right now in this little area. A lot of times these loans are 12-month interest only. That's generally what we're shooting for. I try to get them even shorter term, but I'd say that's kind of the rule of thumb is we're looking for 12 months interest only. Typically, you don't have any prepayment penalty. The lenders are going to charge somewhere between 2 to 4 points is kind of what I see as the going price tag. And then rates, yes, rates are going to be higher, but they're high across the board, as we all know. Typically, we're seeing north of 10%. But one thing to keep in mind real quick on the rates, if you truly are going to use this as a bridge and just a very short-term loan, the interest, remember, because it's interest only, it's going to be calculated out as simple interest, meaning that if you had a 12% rate and you only held the loan for, let's say, 3 months, you're really only paying 1% per month. So it's really not, it's sort of I know at the end of the day it's still money, but you're really only paying that 1% per month So that 12% will only be calculated on the whole year, just to keep in mind. All right, we're already at the end here. Pro tips. Start the process well in advance of your loan expiration. And again, hopefully this little video here tells you that there are options. I know all three of those cases that I just mentioned, they had no plans to be in this position. They didn't really see this coming, I don't think. And maybe they didn't even think their lender would not extend the loan. Maybe they thought the lender was going to extend. So what I would just say is start the process. Well in advance. Talk to your current lender. Understand, are they going to extend? And maybe they said they would in the beginning, and maybe some of them aren't extending at this time. I really don't know. Again, the lenders that I've worked with, that my borrowers, they have been doing the extensions, at least to my knowledge. So, but if your thing is coming up, and it's 60 to 90 days away from expiring, even if you think it may extend, my advice is to contact your lender now. Contact them. Again, talk to them, ask them, what's it going to take to extend this thing? What are the costs to extend? What has their policy changed? Is it the same? And if it's changed, obviously, then you want to get started on your exit plan, so that you have time to figure that out as well. If you're planning to hold the property, if you're planning to do a long-term hold and this loan is expiring, you can start the process for your long-term takeout loan even before the property is completed. Now, you can't do it all, and you can't close typically. They're going to want to see the thing closed. But we work with lenders that'll do all of the legwork up front, let's say, and then you'll wait until it's actually closed. And at that time, you would schedule the appraiser to come in. The appraiser does their thing, and then you can typically close within a week or two from the time that you've completed the property. So now again, I know that doesn't help if your construction is extending past the deadline. So you are going to need to do something along the lines of a bridge. But that's just another option, just another suggestion I have. And of course, if you think you are going to extend with construction, or for whatever reason you might want to sell the property, you don't want to do a long-term loan, then by all means, at least 30 days before that thing expires, and probably give us 60 days, or give the lender, whoever you're going to speak to, 60 days notice. Hey, my loan's expiring. We're in a position where we're going to need to do something to pay that loan off. We don't want that thing going bad on us. We certainly don't want a foreclosure. You don't want these, excessive rates that these guys are charging now. Again, I just mentioned one of the scenarios where our borrower, the lender told him they're going to charge him 25%. And they also told him, by the way, that 30 days from that expiration, they will start the foreclosure process. So they're going to move very rapidly. It sounds a little predatory to me, just my opinion, but it's out there. It's happening. So here we go, Wild West of 2024. I hope this one helps you. If it does, let me know. Please subscribe. We've already got a fair amount of subscribers just from the channel launch last week. So keep them coming, guys. We really appreciate it. Please send us a message if you have anything you want me to talk about. Again, I really want to make this channel all about you and all about what we can do to help you, because it helps us all if we can do that. So just please don't be shy. Contact us. Let me know. And if there happens to be a scenario that you're in that this little bit of information can help you, send us. There should be a link below. Click on the link and send us a note. Let us know how we can help you. All right. I appreciate it. Have a great day.